everyone! In this video, I just want to talk about Rise of Shadows. It has been live for a short time now on the servers, and just a few things that I did want to note. So one of the things here is this quest line, which, yes, just like in World of Warcraft, you have to complete the first one, and then you get the next quest in the line, in the basically chain of quests that starts out when you log in after Rise of Shadows has launched. And each of these quests are fairly simple to complete, and each of them rewards multiple packs. The first one rewards a Rise of Shadows pack and a Witchwood pack, which was the first set from last year. The second quest is a Rise of Shadows pack and the second set from last year, and the third quest is a Rise of Shadows pack and the third set from the previous year. The fourth quest actually gives you one pack from each of those four sets, so 3 from last year and the one from this year so far, the Rise of Shadows, which is pretty cool. Blizzard has never really done this many packs at the launch of a set, so I definitely recommend logging in, getting those quests complete. Even if you just chip away a little bit at them, do one a day over several days, however you're able to do it, but take advantage of those free packs, especially if you are a free-to-play player or you don't spend very much money on the game. This is a great way to get some additional packs. And now going into the solo adventure content, the initial content has not released at the time that I am recording this video, but they are doing something a bit different than they've done for quite a while. Anyone who has played Hearthstone in the past, years ago, they did adventures, and they alternated adventures with expansions. So the adventures had a lot of solo content, and years ago, the solo adventures with the adventures themselves is where you would play against AI bosses, and you would unlock the cards in that adventure as you went along. And they normally had about 5 wings to them, 5 branches, and 1 branch or 1 wing unlocked every week over the course of 5 weeks. And when they had those adventures, they did, you could pay money at a slightly reduced cost, about $20 US dollars for the 5 branches, or you could pay 700 gold to unlock each of those. But usually they did the first one was free or available for everyone. And they are bringing that aspect back here with this solo content. So the only difference is they're releasing this along with the expansion. So the expansion, you open the packs and, of course, get random chances with the packs you open. But that release was 135 cards. But again, it will be story-driven focus that many players do miss, and it's really cool to see them actually combining these instead of doing an alternate thing like they have done in the past. So the first wing or the first section will be available for everyone for free to play, and if you are a person who enjoys the solo content, who enjoys the more story-focused aspect of the game, then again, you can pay about 700 gold per each branch or wing that is open after that, or you can pay about $20 US dollars to unlock everything. And like I said, the really cool thing about this is it brings back that story and flavor aspect that they kind of haven't had as much of over the past few years, ever since they started going to just expansions and not adventures. So for players who may not focus completely on the competitive aspect, this is a great opportunity. Again, also the fact that you can pay money or use in-game gold to unlock these is also really nice because it caters to people who may not have that money to spend or who may be more free-to-play players who just spend time in the game and can build up that gold. So I'm really excited to see what they do with this, and if it goes well, I really hope that they continue to do this because it gives more people a chance to do more with the game and experience the aspect of Hearthstone that they really enjoy. And just kind of talking about the meta and popular decks currently, after we've had a little bit more time of the expansion actually being in-game and playable, There are actually quite a few decks that have been playable and people have been playing, experimenting with, trying different builds within that deck. And it's very, very good to see that multiple decks, multiple archetypes, and so many classes are being played. One of the decks that has become very popular, which had a very similar style in the past, but kind of came back because of some of the new cards, is what people call Token Druid. So the point of this deck is it just puts a lot of small minions on the board. It goes really wide with a lot of minions. And then you have buffs and things to make your minions a little bigger. And you just put a lot of pressure on your opponent and hit them in the face for a lot of damage, especially if they don't have a lot of board removals. Now, this list in particular is built on my free-to-play Asia account. So a few of these cards I just had to kind of throw in because I don't have a very big collection on the Asia server. But one thing that I really do like about not only just this token deck, but a lot of what we've been seeing so far in Rise of Shadows is that these decks kind of have a base, and then people are trying all sorts of different, 4 or 5 different cards in these lists, and it can make them play differently and feel a bit different. So the fact that people are kind of innovating and changing some of these cards is very, very good and makes the game a whole lot more interesting and a lot of fun. So there definitely is some good stuff. So if you're wondering what to craft in the new set, I don't want to make any specific recommendations yet until we kind of see the meta possibly stabilize a bit more, because again, we still are in that, just testing everything and everybody is playing all sorts of stuff. So until we see kind of a slight stabilization in the meta, I don't want to suggest any specific things to craft, but something like this Token Druid, or you can find decks all over the place. There are a lot of decks that are fairly cheap to craft, and a lot of the decks still use cards from last year, so potentially you may already have quite a few of them if you've been playing. So that's just kind of my quick overview of Rise of Shadows so far and what we can expect to be coming in the future. And if you have been playing the Rise of Shadows expansion, I hope that you've been having a lot of fun with it. I know I have. I've been testing and playing all sorts of crazy, wacky things just to see and play some different kind of combinations of cards that this new expansion has allowed. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.